I think we're live. And I am deliriously, stupidly tired. Are you deliriously, stupid tired? I know I am very. Alright. Got Twitter open. Got Facebook open. Got the stream open. And I threw together a quick little backdrop right there for this stream in like... Let's see, it's 9:01 p.m. right now, and I put that little background together at like 8:57, so don't hate on it. Alright, we're back. Time to roll a fat joint. Nope, I don't do drugs. I have kids. And if you do marijuana, whatever. It's your prerogative. I don't care. I want to get some more people in here so that I can start dishing out some of that CES news. And Steam was there, by the way. I found them at the end. Yeah, Steam was there. I had no idea they were going to be there, but hey. Yeah, I live in California, and marijuana is like 3 hair widths away from being legal. And in fact, practically everybody here has their marijuana card anyway. I don't care. I personally don't like the smell of marijuana. It gives me a headache. And everyone talks about it being so herbal and good for you and stuff. It's not just, for me, it's not just marijuana. It's anything smoke related. Cigarettes, cigars, hookah, marijuana, anything like smoky bothers me. So naturally I feel all like my lungs hurt and my nose hurts because of being in Vegas for a week. You know, it's legal to smoke anywhere in Vegas. There's California, you've got to be 20 feet away from the entrance to a public building, and you can't smoke anywhere inside of a public place, like inside of a building. Ubuntu, what are you talking about? Still loading. Demonic Chivas is here. It says 5 people are here. I have a feeling there might be a few more than 5, but I'd like to get a couple more people in here. And there is a click to tweet, by the way, inside of the information area there. And if you click on that click to tweet, it does hashtag at CES. I have a question. Just add your question to the end of that, and they'll all go to the same place, and then we can have a party. We can all be best friends, and if you smoke, you guys can smoke together. How's that? Does that sound good? Okay, so we've already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 questions in that hashtag. So I'll go ahead and start with that. How's that? Let's move that over here. And I've got a lot of screens here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start with the questions that have already been asked through the hashtag. Some of them are from yesterday's. It looks like I might have missed them. Ubu says his is just spinning and spinning. I don't know, man. It always seems to be you that has problems. I have no idea what's going on there. All right, Frank is here. We can go ahead and get this party started. Some of these questions are from yesterday. The pink guy says, what did Bill Clinton say at CES? Well, Bill Clinton was invited by Samsung to come and speak because Samsung made a generous donation to Bill Clinton's, it's called the Bill Clinton Global Initiative. And what Bill Clinton is trying to do is he's trying to bring technology to the rural parts of the world. So South Africa, Kenya, and a whole lot of countries. And what he's doing is he's trying to bring technology to these parts of the world to get better education for these kids. You know, these kids don't have schools to go to, so he's trying to get them, classroom learning through, streaming schools, online schools. Same thing for doctors. Doctors anywhere in the world can, do checkups through the internet. And a lot of doctors here in the United States are doing that already, including my clinic. My clinic, I can do, visit the doctor through the internet. So he came out talking about that because Samsung made a huge donation, as well as donating devices and dollars to that initiative. But what really pissed me off regarding Bill Clinton is the fact that he took that as an opportunity to turn it into the debate on gun control in America. And he says some of the stupidest things. I don't understand it. He starts off saying, oh, when I was growing up, I used to hunt and I had a gun for hunting, but I don't anymore. And it's like, so what? If you hunted or whatever. This isn't the venue for you to talk about guns or gun control or any of that crap. We're here to talk about technology and moving forward in innovation of technology. This has nothing to do with gun control, but right now, politicians are using any single venue, publication, or any sort of mass media that they possibly can to push their agendas on gun control. And if you don't live in the United States, it probably seems really stupid, but it's one of the foundations that this country was founded on, and it's entirely under attack right now. And the politicians are just. And it doesn't help that this week there was another school shooting. I mean, granted, it wasn't a mass shooting, but it was still a school shooting. And what's funny about that is it was actually my mom's old high school, ironically. So Bill Clinton was there to talk about the Clinton Global Initiative in bringing technology to rural parts of the world, and turned it into about 5 minutes on that and 15 minutes on gun control. So whatever. Frank the Walrus says, JayzTwoCents, have you seen Sony's booth? Oh, okay, yes, I did go to Sony, and you guys saw the video I put up from that, and the 4K TV. What's funny about the 4K TV is, what's funny about the 4K TV is it's okay. People I think, are misunderstanding what the concept of the 4K TV is. Oh, and Puddin' Tater, a few people did actually get up and leave the conference once he turned it into a gun control debate. So I thought that was really funny. But, okay, the CES booth. There was a lot of 4K TVs there. There was a lot of, their camera lines, their phones, their, game PS3 and stuff. No real discussion on PS4. But the 4K TVs, I heard a lot of people saying, that's too high a resolution, or the players can't play that right now, or TV doesn't broadcast in 1080p, so that's really stupid. What you people don't realize is when 720p and 1080p first debuted, there was only DVD players, and there was only 480p available through TV broadcast. Naturally, 4K TV is out before the standard, and it's emerging technology. Emerging technologies are always going to be too expensive. They're not going to be available to the general public. I can't afford a 4K TV. I doubt anyone in the stream could really afford a 10K TV or 4K TV, because that 84-inch I was standing by right there was over $20,000. Of course it's too stupid, but if you rewind to 1999, I remember walking through a World Market, and they had I think it was a 28-inch LCD TV, and it was $20,000, and it wasn't even 720p. It was a 480p LCD. So all of you people complaining about the price of 4K TVs, just seriously. Sorry, I'm coughing because I have some trail mix stuck. But yeah, anyway, the 4K TVs they are so clear. And what I love about it is that it's really designed for large form factor TVs. And I mentioned it in my video. If you haven't seen the video, you got to go and look at it. I did the best I could with my camera to show the fact that you've got to get real close to the. I had to take my lens and get it very close to the screen to be able to see the pixels. And you'll see I actually had a very hard time getting the pixels to show up on camera because it's so close together and they're so fine. And yes, Frank the Walrus 4K is already outdated. Like I said, I got done. I'll get to that. I will get to the fact that 4K is outdated in a second. So stop it. So it's designed for large form factors, and the smallest screen I saw sporting a 4K, the smallest device I saw sporting a 4K screen was the 20-inch Panasonic tablet, which was really cool, by the way. And it looked like, I had to put my face right up to it to see a pixel. I couldn't see it. But I was seeing 50-inch, 55-inch and up. what the 4K is. And what that's designed for is if anyone has ever walked up to a 70-inch or an 80-inch TV that's a 1080p, the pixels are freaking huge. You have to sit way back from it to actually get the quality of the picture. Because if you're going to stick this in your living room and you're sitting 15 feet from it... Alright, welcome Ubuntu Addicted. Finally made it to the stream. So, people don't realize that with TVs, there is a recommended watching distance. And people think, oh, I'm going to put this giant TV in my living room and I'm going to sit 10 feet from it. And then they wonder why it looks like shit. Well, it's because you can see each individual pixel because you're too close to it. The larger TVs aren't designed to be like a movie theater where you're sitting there and you're like, oh my god, look how big this screen is. And you're going to see every individual pixel and dot, and it's going to look like crap. So what the 4K TVs are able to do is they're able to, instead of making the pixel larger, they keep the pixel the same size as like a monitor pixel in a 1080p. But there's 4 times as many of them. So you retain the sharpness of it. And it's the reason why you only saw... there were some specialty videos there that were playing on... they were playing on computers, actually. They weren't playing on players because, like pointed out also, is the fact that there is no... there's no Blu-ray players or whatever the next technology is going to be in mass media device to play that sort of resolution. A lot of these displays were simply showing like a picture, a static picture, and you can easily get up to 10,000 pixels, 18,000 pixels wide on images. I mean, that's not a problem at all. PDX David says, my wife wonders why it looks like crap on her 50-inch, so I changed it to an HD channel and all is well. Yeah, well, my wife doesn't see the difference between HD and standard def, and it just kills me. Anyway, but what Frank the Walrus was saying is that 4K TVs are already outdated, and I even tweeted it because I'm sitting here looking 4K TVs everywhere. I look at the LG booth, the Samsung booth, the Sony booth, the Hisense booth, and these guys all have amazing TVs, and I'm walking by Sharp, and they've got an 8K 83-inch or 85-inch TV on display. And I'm like, wait a minute here. Everyone's talking about 4K TVs. I even talk about it in Tech Edition. 4K TVs are the next biggest thing. And damn, I've walked by a goddamn 8K TV. And it's like, are you serious? So I get up to it as close as I can, and I think there honestly truly becomes a point when your eyes simply can't tell the difference between the pixel density. And I don't even want to know what it takes to drive 8,000 horizontal pixels. But I personally couldn't see a difference on the 85-inch versus the Sony 84-inch. And I don't even know what the cost was of the 8K TV. I honestly was kind of so turned off at the concept of an 8K TV. I took the picture, I tweeted it, and off I went. I just had enough on that. I was like, okay, I have enough TVs. Hey, you know what though, Putin? Hisense was a really big player at CES. Hisense makes a lot of stuff for other companies. It's just, they have their own... And what's funny about that, he talking about Hisense, is there was an entire Hong Kong district. And it was so funny. It was just like knockoff after knockoff after knockoff. And they were setting up all their little fake iPhones and all their, their fake Apple products, and they're trying to get people in the US to distribute for them in the United States. And it was like walking through the eBay, like through all the Hong Kong eBay ads. It was so funny, and most of them didn't even speak English. And so I was trying to have a conversation with them, and if you guys, I was kind of being insensitive, but it didn't really seem to matter because they couldn't understand me anyway. But I was walking around that district saying, I can't tell the real Chinese people from the fake Chinese people. And at one point I referred to them as Apple slaves, but anyway. Frank J, was the Motorola Razr iPhone a code name? He said that was the name of the device, the Razr I, and it's already out and they already have them. What I thought was funny is in my video he kept calling it the Razr iPhone, the Razr iPhone, and I'm thinking, I have to feel like maybe they were trained to say iDevice, or I don't know, but he kept saying iPhone, and it was kind of bothering me. You can even see in the video, at one point I look at the camera and I'm like, why does this guy keep saying iPhone? Yeah, I think there's definitely going to be a lawsuit coming because it's even a lowercase I. When you look at the Motorola Razr I, it's a lowercase I. So yeah, Puddin' Kobe was there as well. Let me scroll back through some of the questions here. Quibble says, or Q Evil says, I bet like 2 to 3 years from now, 4K will be real widespread mainstream. Absolutely, because it will become affordable. But again, the CES is emerging technology. This is the first time it's been put out to the public. So of course it's not going to be available, for guys like you and me. It's just not. All right. Going back over to Twitter here. Somebody tweeted hashtag Jays at CES. Thank you. What do I think about Micron's new terabyte class SSD? I think it's a very fast SSD. I think I answered that yesterday. It was a very fast SSD. It was a little bit expensive though. JayzTwoCents, have you seen Google's booth? And if so, have I seen Google Glass? I did see it. I saw it today actually, but I didn't. I was taking the day off from filming today, guys. I was so tired of my shoulders and my neck were sore from carrying my backpack with my camera equipment in it, and it was like I was dead this morning. I said I am not working today. I'm just going to walk around and I'm just going to go ahead and enjoy the Keevil. All right, Keevil. So I just decided today I was going to walk around and enjoy the conference, and I scored some free stuff today. I scored some. I don't even know where it's at. Actually, I scored some bottles of some cleaner that you can use to clean your glass screens and your monitors and stuff. I scored a. OtterBox is going to be sending me just about anything that I want. Actually, they're going to be calling me this weekend. OtterBox also put a new screen protector on here for me because I went over to the Zag booth. Zag makes InvisiShield, and they put their screen protector on here, and it was so bad. Like the orange peel on it was so horrible. I went over to OtterBox, and I had already done an interview with them, but I haven't put it up yet because I've really got to fix the audio. And I said, do me a favor. I said, show me a product that you guys carry that's better than this piece of crap. So they were like, yeah, we'll pull that Zag product off here, no problem. They ripped it off my phone, and they put their thing on there, and it's awesome. It's smooth. It's very scratch resistant. So they gave me a brand new in the box iPhone 5, separate from this one, but brand new in the box iPhone 5 full protection kit where it's got front glass protection, it's got a saver for the back, and it covers all the sides. And I haven't decided if I'm going to keep that one yet or if I want to give it away. The problem with that is that giveaway would only appeal to people with iPhone 5, so I don't know. I might just give it away to somebody locally here. And if you guys don't watch my vlog channel, which I assume probably a lot of you don't because there's only 211 subscribers over there, I am giving away this bad boy sometime soon. This is a brand new sealed in the box AMD A8 3870 or 3870K. It's not the newest thing from AMD, but it's brand new, and a lot of people have been asking about the A series. So I figure if you're building, and see, there it is right there. So I figure if you're building a computer, you guys want to make sure you're following me on Twitter, because just like the Municios, you're going to have to be following me on Twitter to win that thing. But I've got a lot of hookups coming. The company I've been tweeting about called Tilt, they were by far my favorite company at CES. And the reason for that is I was doing the best I could to keep from killing all my batteries. I mean, I was carrying multiple batteries for my camera, and the iPhone 5 doesn't have a switchable battery, so I'm trying to tweet stuff out to you guys, and I'm like murdering my battery life on my phone, and so it kept dying. And this product, this company called Tilt makes mobile charging solutions. They have that backpack that I put up a review on. They got that charging block. They've got iPhone 5 cases for the, with the battery in it. And so they were really excited about my channel. In fact, they even followed me on Twitter, and I didn't even hit them up and ask them for that. So this weekend they're gonna send me an entire press kit, and they're gonna let me review any product that I want. So I'm thinking about doing the backpack. I definitely want the charging block and possibly even the iPhone 5 battery case, but we'll see. Because OtterBox has an amazing battery case coming out. Really, really cool battery case, and I'm going to see if I can't get my hands on that. Problem is, it's still in beta right now, and the iPhone 5 one won't be out until like Q2, simply because of the fact that Apple's been stupid about releasing the Lightning, the rights to the Lightning port. And I can't say yet what it is because it's still in the works, but let's just say a certain company contacted me when I was driving back from Las Vegas, and I'll read the tweet, but I won't tell you I won't tell you who sent it or what it is that they're going to be sending me. But this was really exciting, and this is how I know I'm starting to go somewhere on YouTube, or at least I feel like I'm starting to go somewhere. When I've got a company that says, I'm trying to get you the first exclusive unboxing of the blank. Just waiting for approval. Email me on Monday. And I said, you have no idea how awesome that would be. Let me know how it goes. And then he replies back with, yeah, I told the owner about how you talk clearly, etc. when you do reviews. So it will be a video used for corporate and lots of exposure. So this company has contacted me about making a review video for their product and being the first person to own this product. And they want me to make a corporate presentation of the product that they can use at different events and expos and stuff where they'll be pushing my name. So that I can't wait for that. I have a meeting on Monday. And then not only that, Monoprice, who actually is only like 10 miles away from me, is going to have me come down to their lab and help them R&D a microphone. So that'll be cool. So CES was just amazing for the networking, the networking aspect of it, and God, that was really, really cool. So I rambled long enough. I'm gonna try and catch up here on these questions. Okay. Ubu says, I have a question. Why not do a Google Hangout and let viewers join the chat for like 5-minute segments? I don't know. We'll see. The problem with letting people join in is, one, there's no filter. And being partnered by YouTube and being monetized, and when it comes to copyright strikes, I have no control over what the person may say or do on that live stream, which could get me in trouble. So I'm not comfortable with just sticking somebody else up in a Google Hangout when I have no idea what they would or wouldn't do. Matt says, I have a question. What is the most interesting product you saw at CES? Which one do you think will have the best sales? Okay. There's a company called oh God, what was it? I gotta look it up real quick. Sorry, because there's so many. Liquipel. The company is called Liquipel. And do you guys remember I put up the video of the guy putting the phone in the beer and the Powerade and all that stuff? There's another company there, and what's funny is they actually had an actress that was there promoting it, who I met in line at Starbucks, and we got to chatting and stuff, and she's actually talking to me about possibly doing something for tech addiction. Anyway, I won't even get into that yet, because that's way too early. But she and I were talking about it, and I got into a conversation with her about the previous video I had done about where the guy said that they have to completely disassemble the device, to apply the product so that it can be waterproof. And I told her, I said, yeah, it's too bad because it doesn't make it available. And by the way, she's with a different company than that company that I reviewed. That company was HZO. And she was with Liquipel, or at least endorsing Liquipel as an actress in Hollywood, and said, she goes, no, you don't have to disassemble it with our product. And she explained the fact that it was a very fine microbial, very, very small. The product is very, very tiny, and it can fit into every crack and crevice in this device when it's exposed to the gas. Because remember, these things are applied with a gas that turns into a solid. And so what she said was that Verizon is actually going to be one of their customers where they're going to be buying the technology. And like I said, these people, they're not selling the service. They're not selling the service to you and me to get our phones done through them. They're selling the technology to these manufacturers to be able to do it to the products. And apparently Verizon Wireless is signing up with them so that they're going to have a booth right there in the stores, so that when you buy your iPhone, your Galaxy, or your Razr, or whatever you want, for $59 you can add the product to your phone. And I asked her, one of the questions I thought of later was, okay, so I've applied this to my phone and it gets wet. does that reduce? Does that actually reduce the effectiveness of it? Meaning, once it's wet, is it compromised? And she said, no, it's lifetime. Once it's on, it's on. It's kind of like the coating they put over a PCB board. And she said it also comes with a lifetime warranty where if your product is registered if your phone or device, your iPad, whatever, is registered as having that applied through Verizon or whoever else, because it would be registered with the company, and you can show that water damage has happened to your device after, they'll replace your device for free. So that is the most interesting product I saw, and one that I think will have the best sales, honestly. And it can be used for so much more than just phones and tablets. It can be used for computers, laptops. It can be used for remote control car internals. You know, the speed controls and the receivers and such. Let's see. Ubu has a question. What was your favorite device you saw at CES? Favorite device? Well, the iPoddy was kind of neat. It was like a portable toilet thing that you for kids to learn to potty train, and then put an iPad on there, and it's like they play with it and it helps them poop. I guess that was that was kind of neat. Oh God, there was so much that I saw. It's hard to single anything out. It's because I mean there was over 3,000 vendors and 1.2 million square feet of expo space. Give me a second here. I'm gonna have to think about that one. I did see the hologram device, the one that you can hook up to your phone and it projects a holographic image. That was really neat. I can't think of any practical use for that though. Gosh, I don't know honestly. Maybe the bendable screen. When Samsung demonstrated that, that was really really cool. I'm just concerned about scratches because it's plastic. So, Dylan says, I have a question. Could you do a giveaway of a recording device? It depends. I'm limited right now to the things that are sponsored to me. I'm not buying things for these giveaways. Mobile Future says, Apple sold more mobile devices this year than computers. Ever watched the Mobile Year Review 2012? That was neat. Virtual Stealth said, I have a question. Were there any good accessories for game consoles at CES? There wasn't really anything new out. Razer didn't have anything new. The shitty part about the game stuff is it was spread out like all over the place. I mean that was probably the worst part. Ubuntu phone, yeah, Ubuntu phone was neat, but like you said, it was a little glitchy, and he was really good at kind of ignoring it in the interview. And when I was playing with it, there was some scrolling functionality that didn't work. You know, like if I open up my phone here, right, and you know I'm going side to side like this, and it goes smooth. There was sometimes he would scroll his finger and it wouldn't go, and then it would like delay and it would go and then come back. Or one time he scrolled off camera and the screen reset like back to the home screen. But I mean it's alpha. I mean it's not even out yet. And we're talking about a company that makes free operating systems. So how picky can you be? The Ubuntu TV was nice, but there's a lot of competition. You know, there's Google TV, Ubuntu TV, Apple TV. Ubuntu TV was really cool, but I didn't get to play with it too much because they were tearing down the displays right around the time I was getting there. Yeah, Ubu said, I know he tried to swipe from the right. It was supposed to cycle between apps, but it kept going back to photos. Yeah, and the way it worked with their multitasking is like, you know, iPhone, you double tap here, and then you can scroll through your apps that way. You know, Android, at least with the Galaxy S3, is if you hold that button down, then it pops up the multitasking. On the Ubuntu phone, it's like on the side. It's like a sidebar, and you pull it out. And every now and then, instead of it coming out, it would swipe. So they've got to work on that a little bit. Drumming Viking wants to know. Actually, let me go back. There was more before that. Queeble says, most ridiculous and useless thing you saw there that got a big presentation. Oh, God. I almost feel like I have to go back and watch my video. because there's so much. I can't think of anything that really stood out as being ridiculous and useless. Okay, yes, I can. There's a dancing robot boombox. It had this big old giant display. It was like a giant stage, and last year I guess Justin Bieber was there promoting this thing, and it looks like a little like portable stereo, right? Like like a little Sony boombox kind of thing, and it's got a subwoofer in the middle. And when you push play, it starts to dance, and it like unfolds arms, and a head pops out, and it starts dancing all over the table when it plays your music. I was like, really? I even said out loud during the demonstration, I looked at my wife and I said, that's got to be the stupidest robot I've ever seen. People turned around and looked at me like, who the fuck is this guy? Yeah, honestly, that was probably by far the most ridiculous thing I ever saw. Okay, German Viking asks, what are my thoughts on the Steam Box? I'm kind of mad. I've said it already. I had an off-camera interview with a very high-ranking gentleman with XI3. Their internals are going to be the Steam Box, but here's the thing. Just like any computer, the XI3 computers have different components. They have different ranging components, all the way from $400, you know, for integrated graphics and whatnot, all the way up to $1,000, and even you could have even configured it to be $2,500 if you wanted. If you went with like the 1 terabyte mSATA solid state storage. What they wouldn't tell me was which configuration Steam approached them about buying the rights to manufacture for the Steam Box. See, people, what the debate here is whether or not the Xi3 computer is the Steam Box. That's the debate. Steam has okay. I want to be careful about what I say. Steam has made a very, very, very large investment into Xi3, and people want to shrug that off as to say, oh, they like what they saw, so they want to invest into Xi3. Companies don't do that. Companies like Steam are not in the business of investing into other companies that they do not have a stake or interest in to directly make them money. Steam is a software company. They are a cloud-based system. They do not make hardware, and I can't even just... It makes me so mad when people want to argue with me that, no, Steam said they're going to make their own. No, they're not. They do not have a manufacturing plant. They do not make hardware. They do not have... they don't have a fucking snowball's chance in hell to make hardware that can compete with the existing hardware that's already out there. So what they have to do is they have to buy the rights to build a component or a console. So what they've done is they have approached Xi3. There are like 2 or 3 other companies that they approached. However, Xi3 was the one that Steam has already, off the record, officially partnered with to create the internals that will be the Steam Box. What that means is Steam has been given the rights to call the internals that they are buying from Xi3 theirs. So Steam will have you think that they are creating the internals and the hardware themselves, which they are not. They are getting it from Xi3. What Xi3 would not tell me is which configuration they were approached about using in the Steam Box. Okay? It will likely not have the same case, but it will be the same form factor. Okay? That's the bottom line. And that's what's really pissing me off, is the fact that just about everyone on the internet right now who is commenting on the videos or commenting on Twitter or commenting on the big YouTubers who think that just because they're big that means that they know everything. The only thing I can say is I was there. I was talking to the guy just like I'm talking to this camera, interacting with him. You guys saw a 3-minute video. That's not the guy I was having the conversation with about the Steam Box. You gotta understand that. That was simply a representative of the company. The guy I was talking about was the guy. at XI3. Okay? There's the executives of the company were at the booth, and I was having a discussion with them. And I had my camera. I had my camera sitting in my hand. Actually, it was around my neck, and I was holding my monopod, and I had the lens pointing at him. And I said, I did an interview earlier about the internals of the XI3, and I went off, and I said my followers started commenting that I just did tweeted a picture of the Steambox. And I went, no, that's not the Steambox. And I kind of was arguing with some people on Twitter saying, no, it's not the Steambox. And you guys started showing me articles saying, yes, it is the Steambox. So I walked about a quarter mile back across the goddamn convention center to go back there, and I asked the guy, I said, and it was a little Asian guy, and he worked, for them, and I said, hey, so I got a question for you. I said, I tweeted a picture of one of your computers, and the very first thing that he said to me was, he kind of made this big old smile, and he said, can't really talk about that. And I said, well, if it's not yours, you can deny it, right? Yeah, I'm very good at getting answers to questions that people won't answer in a way that they can answer it without answering it. So I said, well, if it's not yours, you would have right off the bat said, no, we're not. They came to us with interest, but we're not making the Steambox. I said, and they said the Steambox is actually codenamed Piston. So he takes his hat, which is on backwards, and he turns around, and it says Piston on the top. And I said, okay. And I looked at everyone else's hats, and they all said Piston. So he put his hat back on, and he said, I can't really say anything. I said, then who can say something to me? Because I said, if I'm here right now with some sort of if I'm standing next to what's going to be the Steambox, damn it, I want to know. And so he says, okay, well, let me get you somebody that can talk to you. So a guy in a suit comes over, and he says, I heard you had some questions about our computer. I said, yeah, am I looking at the Piston? And he says, well, the hats say Piston. I said, but is it the Steambox? And he says, put your lens cap on your camera and put it down. I went, seriously? He said, I'll talk to you if you'll put your camera down. Fine. So, put the lens cap on, I put the camera down, and then that's when we had the conversation where he says, Steam made a very, he said, what was his exact words? He said, Steam made a very, God, my brain is hurting now. He said, Steam made a very strategic and seismic investment into XI3. And I said, okay. But then he kind of digressed and said, but they did make investments into some other companies as well. He says, but let's just say Steam and I are still. He says Steam and XI3 are still closely talking to each other. And I said, so what does that mean for the Steambox? He says, you'll know soon enough. And I went, okay, so am I looking at the Steambox? He says, I can't say any more than what I've already told you, but the hats say Piston, and I'm telling you right now that Steam has purchased a very large stake in our company, and there's going to be a press event in the near future to discuss this. That's exactly what he told me. I didn't even realize Steam was at the goddamn event. That pissed me off. I saw the Steam booth today, and I saw the sign, and I went, oh, I'm going to run over there right now. I'm going to put a camera in their face, and I'm going to say, is XI3 the Steambox? Just answer it now. But I got over there, and they were already gone. The booth was there, but it was gutted. They had already left, which really, really pissed me off. That's all there is to say right now about the Steambox. That's really all there is to it. They want to make it small, but they want to make it powerful. And XI3 has already accomplished that, where their computers can already play games like Crysis 2 and Battlefield 3 at full resolution at such a tiny form factor and only use 15 watts of power. If you're a PC software company like Steam, and you want to have a console manufactured that is small, lightweight, portable, and efficient, why the hell wouldn't you consider XI3? Tell me any other company out there like XI3 that could do it. I've already told you, Steam doesn't have a factory. They can't make the hardware themselves, like everyone seems to think that they're going to, simply because someone at Steam said, oh, we're going to make it ourselves. I already told you, they bought the name and the rights from XI3. There you go. And by purchasing it, it makes it theirs. Let's refresh the stream. It hasn't refreshed, and I went into a big-ass rant. Now I'm a little pissed. Look what y'all did to me. Now I'm pissed off. Why are people marking things as spam? Y'all need to really stop. If I find out who you are, I'm banning you. Alright. Matt wants to know thoughts on the NVIDIA Shield. Well, it's an Android device. It's an Android tablet. That's really what it is. It's an Android tablet. It can play Android games. In fact, I don't know why people keep bringing up Angry Birds. I mean, Angry Birds was thrown around a whole bunch regarding that. It was brought up during the Razer Edge. It was brought up during the Shield. And the concept of the Shield is to play your games through a stream. And that's what it is. I didn't like how it felt. Because it's got a pop-out screen on it, and you're holding the controller, it kind of gives you this like torquing forward feel to me. I mean, it wasn't very heavy, but I don't know, I just didn't like the way it felt. They wouldn't let you play anything on it though. Like they had one that you could hold, and then the ones that were actually playing something were in a glass case, so you couldn't I couldn't get on there and experience latency or anything with it. So that really sucked. Okay, Queevil, I will re-answer that. I will re-answer that for you. And by the way, there's only 15 people in here. I want more. Everyone start retweeting and get your friends and say, hey, JayzTwoCents is talking CES and gaming and shit. Get in here and watch. The most useless device I saw at CES was a dancing boombox. It was a boombox MP3 player thing. It was maybe like a foot wide, like a square foot. It had a speaker on it, and when it starts to play, it like unfolds into this robot that freaking danced, and it was doing the Gangnam Style and stuff. It was a robot that danced as it played music, and it was. I went, one, I don't know how expensive it is. Two, I wouldn't want it because I don't want my music dancing around. And three, it just looked retarded. The movements weren't even very good. It was really poor. I got lots of tweeters. Alright, let's see if I can't get some big YouTubers to tweet here. Let's hit up Minnesota Burns. See if he'll do it. Let's do it on here. Give me a second, guys. I'm going to see if I can't get Minnesota Burns to tweet this out. I doubt he will, but... Oh, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Oh, no, the Happy Fork. My wife liked the Happy Fork and the Happy Spoon. And I'm glad that you mentioned that. It is silly. But my wife actually liked that. She thought it was cool. And if you guys want to know what the Happy Fork is, the Happy Fork is a electronic fork that will like signal an alarm at you if you're eating too fast. So if it's kind of like a pedometer. When you take a step, it measures a step. Well, it can measure how fast you're moving the fork. And then it'll start ringing an alarm at you to tell you, hey, you're eating too fast, slow down. Hey, Matt, Boogie's at a Magic the Gathering tournament game night thing tonight. I was talking with him earlier. He told me he wasn't going to be able to make it to the stream. He said have a good stream, but unfortunately he couldn't make it tonight. That's all right. Hey, Steven, welcome to the stream. Chaos X Silencer sent you. Great guy. I like working with Chaos. I am talking about CES, some of the game news that came out there, Steambox, all that stuff. I have a feeling I'm going to be explaining the Steambox all night long. And John Deasy says, did I catch Adam Sessler's CES show for an hour? No, I didn't. I did catch some of CNET's torture testing with liquid nitrogen. That was kind of cool. And I want to point out, if you guys haven't seen it, the GoPro camera survived the liquid nitrogen test while recording. And it didn't die. That was really cool. Let's see if there's any updates to the Twitter. Well, we're 45 minutes into the stream. I went ahead and decided to set out I set out for a couple of hours. We'll see. There's a lot to talk about. I have a feeling I'll be doing a lot of retweeting. So let's see. Chaos retweeted. Whack retweeted. A lot of people retweeted. It's good. See if we can't get some more people in here, though. Wow. Okay, lots of stuff here. They had the Razer playing Dishonored via. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I don't know if you've, John Deasy. I don't know if you're a subscriber of mine. If you go to my channel after the stream, don't leave now. You'll see that I did an interview with Razer, one of their product managers there, and he was showing the Razer Edge, and it was a tablet that was playing it was playing Dishonored. And what's funny about the tablet is it actually played it better than the Razer Blade, which is a $2,499 laptop. Granted, the laptop was at 1080p, and the Edge was only at 768. But I thought that was actually very hilarious. Frank, yes, I know it's the Razer I. My comment was that he kept saying Razer iPhone. That's what it was like. Stop saying Razer iPhone. How's the piston? It's amazing, but we don't know which hardware spec they're going to go with. I went into a rant earlier. They wouldn't talk about which configuration they're going to use. Day stream update. Yeah, but still, who in their right mind would pay $1,300 for who would pay $1,300 for a tablet? I sure as hell wouldn't. I wouldn't even pay $500 for a tablet. The only reason I have an iPad is because it's provided by work. Yeah, the gamepad's another $250, and then he says, "Oh, well, you can buy it with the bundle." Yeah, so you can pay $1,500. XI3 is charging a crap ton for a lot of things, but it's the reason why right now is they're the only company in the industry that's really offering anything with that sort of form factor. So it'll come down. Someone else will come out with something. Steam wants the almighty Gavin to release any news on the Steam box. Yeah, well. By the way, they were saying on the what they were saying on the show was it's not just a tablet, it's also a laptop, but it looked like a tablet to me. The reason why they call it a laptop is because it runs off of either an i5 or an i7, whichever you want. It's got full functioning Windows 8 on it, and it has a dock you can put it in that turns it into a keyboard, but just like any other tablet, honestly. Windows 9 Pro? I think you mean Windows 8 Pro. At least that's what they said, Windows 8. I can't wait to get back there next year, because with the amount of hookups I got already this year, it's only going to be better next year. Companies were just about throwing stuff at me. But I need a cameraman, god damn it. Who can get to CES next year if I get you guys the hookup? I need a cameraman. And not just anybody who's willing to hold a camera. Someone who actually knows how to operate DSLRs and focus follows and whatnot. Never did see how they... I had a video on that. I can't play it right now. It's back there on the laptop. There's vents on the top of these tablets. And one's an intake and one's an exhaust. And there is a fan in there. And it does blow air out of the top. So it is air-cooled. The coolest thing I saw at CES, I saw a lot of cool stuff. It's a toss-up between the waterproofing products, which I already did a review on, and the bendable screen by Samsung. That thing, they were just like bending the crap out of it. Razer Project Fiona? Nope, I did not see Fiona when I was there. The dead one, or the deadlock says developers need to go back and implement split screen for their games when running on Steambox and big picture mode, so I can throw out my other consoles completely. And it's an interesting time. I mean, think about it. Up until now, for the last 15 years, you've been dealing with PlayStation and less than that, Xbox. But those have been the two competitors. I mean, what did Nintendo have to offer? The Cube. Nintendo 64? Yeah. I don't think anything's been asked on Facebook. Let's go see. Oh my god. That was a scary picture. Alright, no questions on Facebook so far, it looks like. Alright, nothing on Facebook. We're good. Okay, bending screen wide. I mean, it's just a camera. What? Bending screen why? I mean a camera. I can understand, but just why? Just because it's emerging technology. It means a lot of things. What was cool about it was not so much that you could bend it, but the way that you could apply it. Samsung had a demonstration or video that they showed concept uses for this bendable screen, and one of it was picture about the size of a Galaxy, S3, maybe a little bit thicker, and instead of it being flat, right, flat and then an edge, it was flat and then it kind of smoothed out and then was flat in the bottom. So what that means is that the screen could curve around the edge. So if you had like a case on the phone or some sort of a cover that would cover over the top, then what that means is that you could have words, like you could have a notification bar on the side. So if I had it sitting down like right here, let's say I was at a meeting or something and I had it sitting right here on the table in front of me and a message came in, I could potentially read that message right here on the side of the device on the same screen. But they also showed Sorry, I just got a really interesting. Sorry, I just got an interesting Skype. So, Boogie was messaging me. Okay, so think of a digital wallet almost, where, okay, so this is the phone. You've got your screen right here, right? You could open it up. And there's another screen inside that could fold. So you could have a big screen, and then you could have a smaller screen, on the outside. It was really neat concepts of it. They also showed the idea of like I don't have anything I could use to really kind of demonstrate. I mean, they had the idea of the like pull-out screen where you have like a tube, right? And you push a button and it like ejects out, and there's a screen. You push a button and it goes back. I don't think that'll work. And the reason why I don't think that'll work is because the screen was bending, like it was staying stuck. So you could tell because they'd been sitting there like bending it on stage forever. When they let go of the screen, it had like a natural S shape to it. So they're gonna have to figure out a couple of things about that. One, they have to figure out a way to make it stop holding shape for whichever way it's bent the most. And two, because it's not glass and it's plastic, it's got a plastic or polymer cover on it. The LCD is a polymer cover. They've got to find a way to make it so that it's not scratching. I have a feeling it's going to scratch. In fact, when they were doing the demonstration of it, you could even see that it had scratches on it. The screen is to prevent cracks, and they're the bendable phones. Gorilla Glass showed the Gorilla 3 as well. Alright. Oh, update. Okay. Portable big screen? I'm not sure I follow. Jay, I know you like Crisis series. It's $5 on Origin, just to let you know. I have them right here. Crisis 1, Crisis 2, and I don't have Crisis 3 yet because it's not out, but I have Crisis. Totally forgot about phones, however, 4K screens. I talked about 4K screens already a little bit. Check out my 84-inch Samsung review. My 84-inch Samsung review of the 4K screens. They're really amazing. And if I seem like I'm out of it, guys, I am. What the fuck is that? I am really, really, really exhausted. You have absolutely no idea how tired I am. And in fact, if you guys didn't see my little 1-minute video about the pixels and whatnot on the 4K screens, let me know. I could probably play it right now on the stream, and you guys can see it. Okay. When I get some more people in here. Boogie2988 just retweeted it for me. Alright, Instant brother, was the screen made because people sat on their phone a lot? No, it's just there's a lot of ways you could use that screen. I mean, think about it for advertising too, right? You no longer a lot of people are advertising now with digital screens. I mean, even billboards out here in LA, they're not really like the, plastered up wallpaper type of billboards anymore. They're big giant displays, so you could no longer be stuck only advertising on a flat surface. You could have a pillar and you could wrap a display around a pillar. So it was some really cool stuff there. All right, we have to see if I can get it to play for you guys. See what we got here. I got an ad that's going to come up. Gotta wait for a second for that to go down. Alright, this is going to be interesting. You guys are going to have to give me a second here. But I think I can get it to play, though. Let me bring up whatchamacallit here. Let's go ahead and add. Let's do this. How's that? Alright, there we go. You guys will be able to see the video this way. Y'all ready? Let's go ahead and do this. This was an 84-inch 4K screen.
We're watching JayzTwoCents here, and I am at the 2013 Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, Nevada. And what I'm standing next to right now is Sony's 84-inch 4K pixel TV. I've taken a close look at this. As you can see, the pixel density of this thing is absolutely amazing. It looks like the pixel density on this is about the same as a 1080p, but it allows you to run a much larger form factor, so you can go up to 84 inches or even 110 inches, which some of the TVs here at CES are offering. So it allows you to maintain the sharpness of a smaller form factor TV without enlarging the pixels to make up for the larger screen size. So what you get right here is an amazing picture without any lost clarity or sharpness of the TV, the larger it gets. This has been JayzTwoCents, and you're watching my coverage of the CES 2013 in Las Vegas, and this is the Sony 84-inch 4K TV.
There you go. That was what the 84-inch TV looked like anyway. That it was so sharp, it almost hurt your eyes to look at. There you go. I don't want to hear me. Hearing me is bad. All right. The 3D gimmick isn't done, man. There were so many 3D TVs there. The difference is the 3D TVs that I saw were all glasses-free 3D, and they look so bad. They've not made any sort of improvement over the last couple of years that they've been, introducing the whole glasses-free thing. I don't like it at all. It looks pixelated. It looks fake. The colors are all washed out. I'm not sure what you mean, John. By LED displays and shows more than one image. I was shocked when I first seen one. You know, what was big at these LED TVs though is the fact that they're now showing a lot of they're now including a lot of 4-color LED. So you got red, green, blue, and if you guys didn't know, you turn on a red, green, and blue LED, you get white. But now they're including a white LED alongside the red, green, blue. So apparently there's a lot more color rendering that they're able to do, which gives them a lot better, a whole lot better, I guess, full range color. Talking about the billboards, LED displays. We just got them right now. Oh yeah, they've been out here for years in the LA area. There was actually a complaint by the Department of Transportation here in LA saying that they were too bright at night. They were blinding people, so they really had to tone them down at night. And it's true. I mean, you can see those signs from miles away. Yeah, Matt, glasses free was absolutely garbage. I hated it. If you guys don't follow me on Twitter, I took a picture and I even said, look, I'm on TV. That was a glasses free 3D TV. Stop it! And it looked horrible. Trying to update my social media streams here. All right. Ask your questions, mans. Ask your questions. The yellow LED. I don't know. All of these were advertised, at least at CES anyway. They were all talking about red, blue, green, and white. Why aren't the questions showing up like I want them to? Hold on here. Let me try this again. Okay, now they're showing up. Sorry. Okay, could I do a giveaway of a recording device? Already answered that. Said I gotta be given one. Virtual Stealth, I have a question. Any good accessories for game consoles? Okay, answer that. Virtual Stealth wants to know if there is any... was there any product that seemed different? For example, not TV phone type gaming related, but still good. You guys have no idea how hard it is to remember everything I saw. Seriously. There was a lot of... there was at least 3 or 4 different companies that were showcasing transparent screens. And there was one that was really neat. And I know you said not TV, phone, gaming, but this is a TV. It was different. It was like a 100-inch screen on its side, and you could use it as a... Sorry. It had like a Skype control, so you could control the screen, but you can turn it into... The concept of this here is you could use it as a window, and you could, like a Kinect, you'd wave your hand and a menu would pop up, and then you could put your hand over like blinds and it would shutter blinds, and then you move your hand up and down to make the blinds open and close. You could put it as a window, you could put it as solid mode so you couldn't see through it. It was designed to be an electronic window. It was very neat, actually. What about Sony's Xperia Z phone? I played with it. It was in one of the recap videos, and I thought it was really, really cool. I like Android. I really do, but the problem I have with Android is it's a different experience on every phone. So that was... Yeah, that's the only problem I have with Android, is every phone is a different feeling. How close can you stand to a 4K screen? Well, recommended viewing distance narrowed by about half. So if the recommended viewing distance of an 84-inch screen typically is, let's say, 16 feet, you could stand as close as like 8 feet and still maintain the same sharpness of a 1080p versus a 4K. I got maybe this close to it before I started to see the pixels, which 1080p, I could have seen them from 10 feet away. Imagine walking around that window watching it glitch around. Yeah, I wouldn't trust it to my privacy, that's for sure. What was the Xbox virtual reality like? Well, I gotta say, it's not the first time I've seen it. There was a company a few years back that made a Battlefield 3 full. I guess it was before Battlefield 3 launched, so we're talking at least prior to October of 2011. That wanted to make a fully immersed gaming experience, and so what this experience with Xbox is like is you have your screen, your TV, whatever size that is, 30-inch, 50-inch, 60-inch, doesn't matter. And let's say you're in a game where there's explosions, right, and something blows up on the screen. The idea here is that, and no, I'm not talking about Bad Company 2, by the way. It was a Battlefield 3 thing. If there's an explosion on the screen, and the explosion would extend past the bezel of the screen, there's a lighting system in the back that connects somehow to your Kinect that would then portray the image on the wall around you, like 360. So it's like the room exploded, and that same image, shows up on the wall. Same thing with lasers and gunshots coming at you. There's like a tracer round shooting at you, like in Battlefield or Call of Duty. It would extend, through the room coming at you. It's almost like a 3D thing. That was what their full immersion thing was. It's designed to just kind of make you feel like you're more like surrounded by the game. Let's see if there's any more questions here. Did I do any gambling when I was there? No, I did not. There was no time. There was seriously no time. Can't wait to get one of them. It's funny, even my wife had to point out to me that it was, I guess it was something that they debuted in one of their articles regarding the Xbox 720, where they first debuted that concept. So that's why when people were saying things like, "Hey, looks like the 720," and I was like, "No, it's not the 720." But yeah, my wife said it was in the article, and she doesn't even follow gaming. So imagine how that made me feel. Stephen Conway says, "Do you think Microsoft will go through with virtual reality?" It wasn't virtual reality though. At least not that part of it wasn't. They might. I mean, there was some virtual reality gaming setups there, but that wasn't by any companies I recognized. They were more or less selling like add-on components for computers and consoles to make it more reality. In fact, one company even went as far as they had like this bungee harness, and sorry, I had to respond to something. And they had this bungee harness set up so that you're wearing a virtual reality headset and you're playing a first-person shooter, and you can actually jump, and the bungee thing would like make you go off the ground. It was really silly. Watching the guys play that was really funny. What's my mic again? It's a Blue Yeti. In fact, I saw the Blue booth when I was there, and I was kind of bitching at them how expensive they make the shock mount. Did you get to have hands-on with your cameras? Which one was your favorite? I'm a Canon shooter. I love Canon. And there's a new Canon, the 6D. You know, they've got the 1D, the 5D, the 7D, the 20D, 30D, 40D, 50D, 60D, and then it goes into the Rebel series. The 6D was really neat. It had full-on Wi-Fi capability where it can connect to your iPhone or your iPad, and you can use that to control your camera. So that was really neat. I told my wife I want a 6D. Sorry, guys. Boogie is Skyping with me, and it turns out I might actually be meeting him this weekend. So I just thought I would go ahead and throw that out there. Okay. Did I get to see anything new from Vizio? No, as we were walking out, I was like, damn it, Vizio is here. Then I went, damn it, Thermaltake was here. Crap. There were so many companies here I wanted to see that it's too freaking big. Do you guys have any idea how big 1.2 million square feet is? That's a lot. That's a lot of walking. My feet hurt. I have blisters. I do have blisters. See what I did for you guys? You have spam jumped? There was a guy that was sitting there and he was like, boing, 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 boing. He was like shooting the ground. But it was like this old guy. He had no idea what he was doing. What are my thoughts on Sony and the used games? I think they're going to put companies like GameStop out of business. And they are going to make it so that their own sales drop because of the simple fact that I, like many of you, hate buying games new. I do buy games used. I do buy games new from time to time, depending on what it is. There's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of kids who have to mow lawns to buy their games, and they have to mow a lawn to buy a $15 used game at GameStop. And when they're charging $40 new for a 2-year-old game, I think Sony is really being stupid on trying to get some of that second and third party sales, trying to get paid multiple times on that sort of stuff. And the fact that they'll make it so that the game doesn't even play in any other consoles. Do I think others will follow? I don't know. Sony was the same company that was really pushing to try and get second and third party sales on electronics patented, so that let's say you took your PlayStation 3 and you sold it to someone on Craigslist, where Sony gets a cut of that money. I think it's going to follow suit. I need to do so, though. Blu-ray doesn't scratch as easy, but don't like how GameStop rips us off. Yeah, you're right, though. I think part of it might be because of the way GameStop is, Frank the Walrus I think he's still in here. He got an Xbox a few weeks back and he wanted to play Forza 4 with me. Forza 4 is like one of my favorite games on Xbox. I like racing games. And they told him that he could buy it new for $49 or used for $47. $2. Are you kidding me? $2 for a used game. He gives up the code to He would give up the code to download any of the maps that come with the sleeve, and they probably only paid some kid $10 for that game, if that, because the game is over a year and a half old. That just really fucking chaps my hide. I'm just saying. iRacing? I don't know what iRacing is. Even though GameStop likes to rip you off, I would hate to see it go too. Yeah, I don't shop at GameStop, but my argument regarding that is the fact that, the economy around the world sucks. The economy sucks in America, and if you're going to take a market like that and just squash it, and the U.S. Patent Office Service will allow it. I have a lot of rants against the U.S. Patent Office, and if you guys are new to my channel, you need to check out Tech Addiction. I'm always talking about the U.S. patent system, how freaking stupid it is. Yeah, these companies have the online codes we use for it. Yeah, it's true, because when you buy the game new, the companies are smart now, like the developers. So what they do is you get your game, you open it up, and there's a sleeve in it, and the sleeve says like Call of Duty Black Ops 2, right? If you want to play in Nuketown, you've got to take the code off the sleeve, and then you can play in Nuketown. But if you buy that used from somebody, that code is used. Therefore, you don't get Nuketown. So you sacrifice Nuketown. That sort of thing. Ranting on the patents. Yes, I am. My little brother got $8.99 for his Forza 4. Yeah, well, I was close when I said 10 then. Yeah, $8.99. Well, guess what? There's GameStop selling it used for $47. $47. I want to break something now. I'm going to refresh the stream, the Twitter here. Ubu wants to know when he gets his 100G achievement. It's in the mail, bro. It's in the mail. GameStop get pre-order incentives, though. It's so crap. Yep. And you know what I hate is when they do... When you get something special in the game, like a weapon or a level, that nobody else gets for pre-ordering. It really... I hate the concept of pre-ordering now. I really do. And pre-ordering used to be because you needed to pre-order to get a reserved copy because they were going to run out. But since so many games now are done through, digital download, that's not even a problem. But now it's just a gimmick to get you to go and give them their money early so they can have their profits now before something is even released. Whether you have to give them $5 or the full amount, doesn't matter. They're still making money on something they haven't even sold yet. In my opinion, there should be a law against it. Especially when there's games that kept getting pushed back, like, oh my god, what was it? BioShock 2, I think it was, or BioShock 3. Kept getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back, and yet people had given them their money. Granted, you can go and get it back. It's just, I don't think it's right for companies like GameStop to be able to hang on to that money. Yeah, BioShock. I was right. The devs removed the Nuketown pre-order from the multiplayer matchmaking. Did they really? I didn't even know that. Jay, can we play BF3 on PC sometime? Quite possible. Maybe, if I ever play Battlefield 3 again. That live stream I did last week was like the first time I played in a month, at least. Maybe longer. Here's looking at your Gears of War. Oh, you mean my poster back there? Yeah. BioShock Infinite was originally supposed to come out October of 2012, and it's been pushed back a couple of times where it's coming out in March now. Yeah, BioShock Infinite, that's what I'm trying to talk. That's what I was saying. And it's the one that keeps getting pushed. Yes, I did see the 3D printer. Frank, if you go and look at Day 2 overview. Day 2, yes. Day 2. No. Day 1 overview of CES. I show a video of the 3D printer making a little sculpture thing. And there was people there with the 3D printer that were even making iPhone cases out of it. The one with the joystick? Such a badass joystick. What? The live stream? That's not true. It's just not a 24-hour, 24/7 playlist. I'm confused. I'm so confused. Ubu says, I have a question. Are you on Steam? Have you ever checked out Lightworks for linear video editing? It's only $60 a year for a license. Yeah, I am on Steam. In fact, I've got a 9-year badge with Steam. I've been on Steam for 9 years. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure what your recommendation of Lightworks is for, though. For linear video editing. I've got more video editors than I know what to do with. If you're talking about, Matt, if you're talking about this joystick right here, this is just a Logitech Extreme 3D Pro. And the reason why I use this joystick, this is my third one. I've broken 2 of these already. And I've been using it for like 8 years. I like it because it's got the, the yaw and stuff. It's got all the buttons on it I need. It's accurate. I do a lot of flight simming, and it's only $30. So when I get mad and I break them, it's not expensive to replace. Yeah, those 3D printers were like the $2,000. They were like $2,000, and then you've got to buy the big coils of the plastic. Any recommendation for office chairs for a plus 300-pound guy? This one I'm sitting in is pretty good. I mean, I weigh 290. I'm a big guy. It's pretty wide, and it hasn't felt like it's going to break or anything. This chair was 199 at Office Max. Yeah, but John, it doesn't use ink. It uses coiled up, like thin, like tubes of plastic almost. I'm gonna check that out real fast. You mad, bro? I bought that for the haters, my friend. Remember that when I was driving out and I was complaining about the haters being stupid? Yeah, I I bought this shirt for that. Just to kick something. Glass. Any tweeters? Why is Ubu the only one asking questions? Come on, people. Use the hashtag. Click the... In the description, there's a click to tweet. You click that, you type in your question, and hit send. Ubu says, I'm on Steam, but in Linux, so I don't think we could play together. Yeah, I have no idea what the Linux compatibility is for Steam. I think you guys said there's like only like 30 games that work. I don't know what those are. Another question from Ubu. Does your wife ever complain about you spending too much time on the computer? She used to until she started seeing my YouTube checks. Now she doesn't complain anymore. It's funny how that works. No, actually, she's in the other room right now with our out-of-town guests. They came back home with us from CES. And so they're in there screwing around. I think they're playing World of Warcraft, actually. Huh. Okay, Frank says, let me get this right. Corning makes the strongest glass for phones, and they make the most flexible. Irony at its best. Yeah, there was a really cool demonstration of the Gorilla Glass 3 there, where they took a 130-gram ball, and they were able to drop it on a concentrated spot of the glass. And it didn't break or crack or anything. And the scratch resistance is really good. But what I thought was really cool is they also make... USB 3.0 cables that are fiber optic in between. So you have a USB 3.0 adapter or a USB plug, right? And inside that it has a converter chip that turns it into a light signal. So you can carry USB 3.0 long distances over fiber optic, and then it converts it back to a 3.0 signal. But the fiber optic that they've developed is perfect. It's kinkable. I mean, they tied it in knots really tight, and they had this pegboard that they were jamming it in and showing that the light just keeps traveling through with no problems whatsoever. Frank says, let me get... Oh, I saw that. Okay. Dylan says, I have a question. When are you going to be making the water cooling vid? Whenever I have the freaking time to disassemble my thing, and I need to do it already because I'm worried about corrosion. I mean, it's not going to corrode on me. I have anti-corrosion properties in there, but you gotta understand, it's going to be an all-day thing when I redo the water cooling. It truly is. There's more tweets here because some people aren't using the hashtag. Eric wants to know how many times I've been to CES. This was my first year, and this has been an amazing experience. Not to mention with the amount of corporate connections I now have, which is really going to do nothing but further my channel. And I cannot wait to make that corporate video for the company that I almost slipped and mentioned. But they just approached me with that tonight while driving back from Las Vegas. So that's going to be exciting. So they're going to be officially sponsoring and promoting me on YouTube while I'm doing their the first unboxing of this product. I am the first. What's the hashtag? It's in the description, my friend. If you look in the description of the stream, you'll see ask your questions via Twitter. Click this link. It's a click to tweet. It'll add the hashtag automatically. Just type in your question and send it. Okay. Give me a second here to get back. I'm trying to check all of the social media sites right now for any of the it go? Okay. Okay, he answered the water cooling vid. Frank wants to know quad core phone. Yeah, the Tegra 4. The Tegra 4 was there from NVIDIA. Samsung unveiled its 8-core phone. That was really cool. In fact, that just reminded me about that. I'm really impressed with what Samsung's doing, and I know I've kind of really had some fun on my channel poking fun at the Apple versus Samsung thing, but you know, Samsung posted $14 billion of profits in Q3 of 2012. So that's between June and September of last year alone. Those 3 months, they've made almost a million dollars, $14 billion in profit, which really makes that $1 billion lawsuit that they lost against Apple very minuscule, almost to the point where I feel like they should just pay the billion and just say, screw you, Apple, because, God, Samsung, man, they're starting to win me over. They're going to start winning me over from Apple if they keep this up. Because they've got their new Octa. They called it Octa. In fact, I don't remember exactly what it's called. The Equinox. Equinox, I think it was. The Equinox. Let me find it real quick. Yes, there was kitchen and wash appliance showcases, mister. There absolutely was. I gotta go to my pictures. My pictures so I can find it. It's from... I gotta go back a million pictures now. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Oh. Guess I can get a picture of it. Oh, wait. Yeah, here it is. The Exynos. It was so funny. It's like Samsung really needs some help in their their naming, their originality when it comes to naming things. He goes, you know, Dr. Stephen Wu says, in the past we have, more like Arnold, in the past we have had the best processor. And he says, we had the Exynos Quad, which was a quad-core processor. And then we decided to make 2 big cores and call it the Exynos Dual. But now we've taken the best of both worlds and we've made it the Exynos Octa. So it's like, okay, guys, come on, seriously. You're probably one of the best innovators in the world right now, and you guys can't come up with a better name than Exynos Octa, because it has 8 cores. But the way it works is there's 8 cores. So it's an 8-core processor for your phone or your tablet. But it's got smart technology in it, which they've partnered up with ARM for this. And if you guys know anything about mobile technology, ARM was like the giant of it. And sorry. Okay, so they've got the Octa now, and it's got 4 cores or 8 cores in it, but it's got 4 smaller, more efficient cores, which don't have very powerful GPUs in them, so they're APU, and then it's got 4 larger cores in it. And so what it does is it intelligently switches between the cores based on what you're doing. So if you're doing something small like surfing the web or reading an email, it's only going to use one of the small cores. And as you add more tasks, it'll start using the smaller cores. Once you launch a game, the small cores shut off and the big cores turn on. So they switch back and forth between the amount of cores that they need. And so what it does is it really, really extends the battery life of your device. I think W Clan is leaving. See you later, bro. Oh, no, wait, never mind. Matt Towns is leaving. See ya, Matt. Has AMD gone into hiding? Has AMD gone into hiding in Samsung? No, it's Samsung and ARM. AMD was sort of in hiding at the event, I can tell you that. They were hard to find. Ubu wants to know, how many cell phones do you own? LOL. I'm only using 2 right now. Thoughts on the vibrating mouse? But the guy who was like promoting it was a little bit creepy, actually. He was like, "You want to see my vibrating mouth?" I was like, "No, I'm good. I'm all right. It's good. You can use it as a massager." It's like, "No, I don't. I'll take a picture, but leave me alone, please." So anyway, what else we got here? Do I think Sony will die within the next couple of decades? Or what do I think I have to happen for them to make a profit again? I don't know. I don't know what the state of Sony is right now, and I'm really itchy because I haven't shaved all week. I don't know what the financial state of Sony is right now, so I couldn't really tell you. One second, guys. Sorry. Okay. Jay, will I buy a 4K TV soon? Absolutely not. Because I'm actually using a Panasonic 50-inch. It's a ST50, which was the best TV and show at CES 2011. I'm very happy with the TV. Thoughts on Liquipel? Amazing company. They will make your phone completely waterproof for $59. Sony in electronics is good, but in gaming, this last gen has killed them. I feel bad because the PS2 was golden era for them, and the PS3 just lacking. Absolutely, but rumor has it they're coming out with the next gen console before Christmas this year, around Christmas of this year. Yeah, John. There's a vibrating mouse. It's on Twitter where I talk about it. Okay. Thoughts on okay, J Web, nope. Favorite thing about CES? Like, what made you go wow? There's a lot of things that made me go wow. Honestly, the 4K TVs made me go wow. The self-driving car, I didn't get to see it. I really wanted to see that. I knew that was going to make me go wow. Everybody was dunking their phones in water, so I was kind of like wowed by that. And then I started thinking, well, damn, everyone's putting their phone in water. If I had to pick a PS4 or Xbox 720, probably an Xbox. I don't like Sony. I still think the PS4 is lacking because of the patent. Yeah, actually, from what I remember, the gaming division is doing okay, but the cameras and TVs weren't doing good. They make a camera, though. You gotta understand about cameras. They make a camera that's production quality. It's designed to compete with the Red Epic, and the Red Epic is like a $20,000 body, and then you have to add everything to it. Wishes they would update a little faster. Otherwise, I'm going to start doing some really weird things. And you guys are going to be like, oh, tell your friends, this guy's crazy. What's the purpose of the vibrating mouse? Depends on who you are, I guess. So that when you're at work and you go, oh, my shoulder hurts. Oh, my shoulder hurts. And you're like, yeah, seriously, I don't know. It was just a prototype. I mean, it's really what it was. It was a prototype. Twitter! Don't you tell me what to do, man. What the? Hold on. RIM promises budget-friendly BlackBerry 10 phones. LOL. Thoughts? So today, we're walking around and my wife says, hey, BlackBerry unveiled their BlackBerry 10 phone, and I said, Black who? And I swear to God, that's all we talked about. I didn't even go look. I had no intentions of going and looking because the Ubuntu phone itself could take out RIM. Hey Dylan, yeah, I really want to make that video. I really, really do, but I want to make it right, and I've got to find a way to get as much information as I can into a water cooling video that's not like super long. So I'm going to do the best I can. It's not going to be this weekend, I can promise that. I've got friends from out of town, and now I'm possibly going to be meeting up with Boogie2988 this weekend, so who knows. How about I just ramble about random stuff in the convention? The vibrating mouse, first of all, it's not like the Xbox controller where it vibrates when something happens. It was like you push the button and you turn it on. It wasn't like reactive at all. Was the Sony Bravia brand still alive? I didn't hear anything about the Bravia. No, there was nothing there named Bravia. About the convention, God, okay. I swear to God, half the convention was like those Hong Kong companies, those ones that are all like ripoffs. They were even showcasing their fake iPhones there, which was really kind of interesting. And a lot of people were really complaining about the scantily clad dressed women because apparently people were calling it like Comic-Con with the fact that there were women, and there was like naked women walking around painted up with that body paint. And it was like, that was really weird. I mean, I personally didn't care. I mean, like, it didn't make me more willing to look at their product because they had some chick out there in a bikini, which was everywhere. The Lenovo phone, it was cool. It's not available in the US yet. In fact, none of the Intel phones are available in the US. Watch my Intel video on that. That gets my vote for dumbest technology at the convention. What, the vibrating mouse? Justin wants to know my thoughts on Ubuntu. It looked really solid. It's still in alpha state, though. There's still some glitches with the software. Didn't get too hands-on with the TV, but the phone shows a lot of promise. But we all know the software is only half the experience with the phone. You have to have a good hardware experience with it. And the problem is Ubuntu doesn't conform to a single standard. Like the only phone right now that they've really tested hardware-wise with is the Nexus. And granted, it seemed like it worked really good. There's going to be a lot of work involved for them to make it conform to all of the different, form factors out there, all the different screen sizes and resolutions and stuff. So they need to get that squared away, and they really need to get some sort of hardware backing on that just so that they can truly label something, as the Ubuntu phone, because right now all it's going to be is an image that somebody can flash to a rooted Android to get it. I mean, so I don't even know how they're planning on delivering it, especially since it's free. I don't know. What was the biggest letdown at the convention? Or you said convection. I'm pretty sure I wasn't heating up, so I'm gonna assume you meant convention. The biggest letdown. Well, Bill Clinton was kind of a downer. See, I remember. I'm trying to remember through 4 days of 12-hour days. So 4 times 12 times, that's how many hours worth of looking around I was doing right now. I think, honestly, the biggest letdown to me had to have been the transparent screens, because they didn't look good. The transparent LCDs, they didn't look good at all. The colors were washed out. As solid as they tried to make it look, it still was transparent. So it didn't look good at all. Did Apple reveal anything cool at CES? Well, Apple would have had to have been there to reveal something, and Apple doesn't go to CES. Apple's too good for CES. We have a worldwide developer conference every single June, and that's where we like to review our stuff. Because we're too good for CES. That's Apple's official stance on it, I think. Frank, even if it wasn't on a Nexus, you could still get it. Hot, scantily clad women equals more people looking at your product. They'll just be looking at the ladies. They'll be looking at the ladies' products. That thing is really awing me. Wireless charging. I've seen some of those. Yeah, there was a lot of induction charging there. In fact, there was even induction charging stations if you had phones that would, you know, new iPhone. No new iPhone. Oh, Brad. Oh, Liz. Damn right. I'm gonna book the date. What are you talking about? Y'all are starting to scare me. I know this. Posted something on Twitter. Did you know? Let's see. Did I see the LED lit filing cabinets? Must buy for me. No. I saw lots of LED lighting, but I didn't see no LED lit filing cabinets. Let's refresh the stream. Well, we still maintain an audience of 15. I'm happy about that. Although I know all 15 of you aren't saying stuff. The Zeusgad is what Ubuntu is talking about. Oh. Oh, Brad. Yeah, I know. Okay, I get it now. No, I'm not watching the ads, so... You know what's funny about that is the guy in my living room right now, his name's Brad, and he's about 6 foot tall. So every time I hear that ad and I say, he's 6 foot tall, handsome, his name's Brad, I give him a hard time. I say, what are you doing on Zeusk, man? You got a girlfriend. We're starting to die out here. Alright guys, I'm going to start wrapping this up, so get your questions in if you want any more questions asked. Otherwise, I'm going to be shutting this thing down. Get them in. Ask Jay's 2 cents. It's free. I'll give you 2 cents if you ask. Come on. Had a few things put in your click to tweet. Well, let's see. I don't see anything from you. Virtual Self says, what was the all-purpose mic you were talking about in other videos? I'm not sure what you mean. Any new good computer ideas? There was nothing really unveiled computer-wise. I mean, Intel, I even asked Intel about their Haswell, and they said they weren't talking about Haswell. They were only showing Ivy Bridge, and I'm like, well, that's nothing new. Would I buy a Happy Fork? My wife would, but I'm not. I think it's funny. I always get on her sometimes telling her she's eating too fast, so she needs a Happy Fork and a Happy Spoon. When's the next live stream? I don't know. We'll see. Probably next week sometime. I want to do at least one live stream a week. Maybe more often on the Twitch channel. If you want to know what my Twitch channel is, it's on my main page up in the banner. There's a little Twitch logo, and that'll take you to my Twitch channel. How did I come up with my YouTube name? It was actually my Twitter name. I was on Twitter before YouTube, and so I just used my Twitter name. And people are always asking me for my opinion on things, so I'm always telling them, here's Jay's 2 cents, so it stuck. What do I think about Valve trying to ditch Windows? I don't think they're really trying to ditch Windows. I just think they're trying to branch out into their own gaming platform. Any new computer kit? Okay, I already answered that. You prefer YouTube. I prefer YouTube also when I'm talking to you guys, but when I want a game, which is what I do on Twitch, I use Twitch to support the gaming community. I'm going to give you all 5 more minutes to ask your questions. 5 minutes. Dylan asks, what do you plan on streaming game-wise in the coming days? Battlefield 3, probably some Driver San Francisco, because that's always interesting, because I do little police chases and stuff. Maybe some Crysis 2. I don't know. Might even go old school. Might even do some old Battlefield 2 or Battlefield 2142. Who knows? How's the tea? It's amazing. But try the Hot Pockets. They're breathtaking. Do I think COD will still lead on the new consoles? I don't know. I've honestly, personally never gotten the hype about Call of Duty. And I played Call of Duty since the original. because it debuted on PC because there were no consoles out at the time that could play it. And I really enjoyed Call of Duty when it was set in World War II, like Call of Duty 2 and whatnot. But I don't care so much for Call of Duty today. It's just mindless running around shooting, and that's not fun. What about that cool case you saw at CES? That was by Inwin, and there were two there. There was that aluminum bladed looking case. It wasn't closed off at all, so the case turns into a heat sink, and it's completely like pass through. Air can just flow right through it freely. And then there was that tubular frame case, which I thought was really cool, but it was $300. For $300, I'd rather buy the 800D or the new 900D. How many hard copies of PC games do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's more in the closet. Maybe like 15 hard copies. The H series. What about the H series? Corsair, you got to understand, what didn't have a public booth. They were closed to the public. I managed to finagle my way in there, and if you look at the video, day 2 CES, I show a little glimpse of the 900D. With it was running two 680s in it, with the side off of it. That was actually in a closed-off area where you had to have a special pass to get in there. And I managed to talk my way in there to get that photo and that video, and then I left them alone. But again, the Corsair had a closed-off booth. They were not open to anybody except the press. Show us your closet. I will not show you the mess that is in that closet. That closet is full from floor to ceiling of computer parts and cases and hard drives and keyboards and monitors and motherboards, memory. There's like tool bags in there. There is so much stuff in there, it's not even funny. You will not see inside that closet, because if I open it up, it'll fall down and kill me. Cake or pie? Cakes and pies, cakes and pie. I like pie. I like pecan pie. It's actually my favorite. Do I prefer AMD or NVIDIA? In my own opinion, I use NVIDIA. I use a 680. I love my GTX 680. And in fact, that reminds me, I need to update my drivers, because when I was there at the NVIDIA booth, I said, "Hey, why the hell is the 7970 beating my GTX 680?" And he goes, "Hey, why the hell didn't you download the new drivers?" And I went, "I didn't know there were any new drivers." And he's like, "Well, download the new drivers and then come back at me and ask me about how much you like the fact that your 680 is now beating the 7970 again." And I go, "Okay, bye." And I walked away. I really felt like I was about that big. Did I see Boogie's new PC? No, I didn't get to watch any of his videos really when I was there, because I was only able to connect on my 4G hotspot, and I didn't feel like capping out my plan. Light gray or dark gray? I prefer a medium colored gray, which is actually the color of my walls, except for that's a white part there. This office is gray. Will NZXT ever put in a cool computer case that actually have USB 2.0? What are you talking about? My NZXT case right here has two 2.0 and two 3.0 on the front, so I don't know what you're talking about. I would always download drivers from the manufacturer, the reference manufacturer, so I would download it from AMD rather than Asus. The 8400 GS, that takes me back about 6 years. Derp. No, it's herp, mister. You did it wrong. There is USB 3.0 on this NZXT case. There is 3.0. There's two USB 3.0s right on the front, and they've got the 3.0 power plug as well as the 3.0 cable. It's plugged in right into my motherboard. I've got 3.0 on this NZXT case. It's right on the front. Yeah, it does look beige because of the lighting, because I've got some very warm colored fluorescent lighting that I use when I'm not recording. And up in the ceiling, I've got some very bright 6000K daylight lights that I use when I do my recordings. So it does look beige, but it's gray, actually, I promise. Nice hair. Hey, nice face. Was there anything about SSD HDDs in bigger sizes? Also, was Kingston there to show off their 1 terabyte thumb drive? I didn't go by Kingston's booth. OCZ was there showing off all of their solid state drives, including their PCI Express cards with solid state on them. Ubu says, I have a question. Can you please shout out my channel so I get 100 subs tonight? Everyone go check out Ubuntu Addicted's channel. Get that guy to 100 subs. He has pretty good content. He just needs to get some more exposure out there. It's Ubuntu Addicted, and I can't link it in the chat because you can't make links in the chat. But you can click his name in the chat window there and go check out his channel. If you can't tell, he really, 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 really likes Ubuntu. And so that's why when I did my Ubuntu interview, I asked them to make it a shout out to Ubuntu Addicted. So I hope you like it. Jay, would I ever use an Xi3 computer? Probably. Honestly, I would, because I have like 500, no joke, I have about 500 DVDs and Blu-rays in my living room, all up on the entertainment center shelf. And I want to convert those over to a digital library. But I want something small, really small, that I can use as a home theater PC. And I want it to be small, quiet, and inconspicuous. And I love the styling of the Xi3s. And I would use it, honestly, as a home theater PC. Do I plan on buying anything I saw at CES? Honestly, no. And here's why. Because everything I honestly thought I would buy, the companies are now sending to me for free. Once they find out you do reviews on YouTube and they all looked up my channel, they took down my information. I filled out press cards and filled out for publication information, and they're sending me everything I want. So I have no complaints there. Do you think people should wait for the SSD hype to die down a little until it's cheaper? SSD is already extremely cheap compared to where it was when it first came out. I don't know how much cheaper it can get, because what's going to happen is you're going to start having the 60 gigs and the smaller 128 gigs start disappearing, and the price is going to stay the same, where you pay $200, but it's going to be, 256 gig, and so what's going to happen is the lowest price is going to stay the same, but it's going to be a different amount. I didn't turn on my sound. But it's going to be a more space that you get for that. Right now, SSD technology is still sitting at about $2 per gigabyte, which is a hell of a lot cheaper than when it first came out. Holy shit. How big was the prototype of piston? 4 inches by 6 inches, I believe. It was about the size of 2 of these put together. Actually, here's a pretty good example. I've got 2 iPhone 5 boxes right here. This was honestly about the size of it right here, maybe even a little bit shorter. So this was about the size of the PC right here, just like that. Apple TV 1 hacked with Crystal Ubuntu on it with a Crystal HD Broadcam card back. Yeah, Ubuntu, I watched your video about tech things in your home and saw that you had hacked your Apple TV first gen with Ubuntu. That was pretty cool. Seriously, guys, if you like my content, go over and check out Ubuntu Addicted's channel. Help him get to 100 subscribers tonight. He deserves it. So you're not going to get the waterproofing for your phone? It's not offered right now. It's technology they're using CES to try and get it out to the public. It's not available yet. Actually, I take that back. The owner of the company told me I could go down there. They're in Burbank, which is about an hour from me. They said I could take my phone down there and get it done. But the thing is, that's their office. It's not like readily available. It's just something that was offered to me because of the CES connection. Love a mini PC for media center. Would it be nice to have a tablet to operate? That's one of the reasons why I wanted an iPad. But the problem with the iPad is I would use it as a remote control to control a PC that has iTunes on it for my digital library, and that wasn't what I wanted. All right, Ubuntu, you have your 100th subscriber. A loose knock was your 100th. They wasted beer in that waterproofing test. It didn't have bubbles in it, and I'm not sure it was like new beer. They just had a bottle sitting there, but it had no bubbles. It was completely flat. Hey Jay, is that a spider in your arm? Oh, fuck! Fuck you, dude. Oh boy, I've got a lot of I've got some YouTube messages there waiting for me. And in case you guys are wondering, like, why sometimes it takes me a while to respond to things, I'm updating this list as fast as we go, and these are the messages I have yet to respond to just in like the last 3 minutes. I mean, I get on YouTube alone. How many emails do I even have today? Give me a second here, and we'll do this. Give me a second, bro. Hold on, bro. Okay, 688 emails. I have 688 emails right now from JayzTwoCents channel alone. Yeah, it's not cool. So I'm like this close to turning off notifications altogether because it's just like I was nonstop on my phone trying to answer things. Okay, iPhone, void that warranty if you waterproof it. Now, you know, I asked them that very question yesterday. I said iPhone and Apple are very picky about you know, people who mess with their phones, and so is there any way that Apple would be able to tell that this product has been applied to the device in case somebody takes it to the Apple store and tries to get a product warranty on it? And they said no, you can't tell anything's been done, and it doesn't mess with the moisture sensor inside of it, because it's not a liquid. Who's that standing in my closet? How many are asking for shoutouts of channels? Just Ubuntu, and I mean you understand, guys. Shoutouts. I'm not a big fan of shoutouts. I don't ask for them, and I mean I'll kind of give them if I like a person's channel. But, you know, the way you make subscribers on YouTube and you keep them is they find you on their own. That's the way I've always felt. Anyway, where am I today anyway? I have no idea. I gotten so many new subscribers while I was there. And then today it just, like, stopped. Like, all momentum just, like, came to a screeching halt. But then again, Friday has always been, like, the slowest days I've ever had for growth on YouTube. Oh, this is one of those spam messages. I get so many of those. So I'm at 2,521 subscribers right now, but when I went to CES, let's take a look here. CES did amazing for my channel. So when I went to CES and I got there on when I left on the night of the 7th, I had 2,278 subs, and today I have 2,527, I think I said. So, I mean, we're talking 250 subscribers. I had 104 subscribers alone on the 9th. So, I mean, that was cool. Play Slender? I've already... Screw you. Screw you! Where do I see technology in 2 years? I see things being completely voice controlled. I see the keyboards turning into touch-sensitive keyboards. So there's no more clacking buttons. I see them being entirely... you know, not haptic, you know, touch, so flat and touch. Let's see. Yeah, Demonic, I think you were definitely in, like, top 40. I don't remember who my first 10 were. Other things I see in technology in 2 years. I see windshields, not necessarily in 2 years, but I see in the next 10 years, I see windshields in cars that are fully capable of projecting night imagery on your screen. Cadillac introduced that years ago, but it was just like a little square, so that you could see like things in the road at night well beyond your headlights. I see that being standard. The self-driving cars, man, we're almost there. Yeah, Frank the Walrus was following me long before YouTube. He was one of my Twitch followers before I even made my YouTube channel. Okay, alright guys. I've been doing this for 2 hours now. It's time to call it quits. It's been having to do with CES, but what is your take on the Joe Biden meeting with Esset? I didn't follow anything political while I was out here. That's what pissed me off about Bill Clinton showing up. I follow politics normally, and I did not want to follow politics. And then Bill Clinton shows up with this damn agenda. And then when I was at the restaurant today at the convention center, I look up and they were showing Obama meeting and talking about Afghanistan. It was like, okay, enough, enough, enough. I wasn't happy about that. So, all right, guys. Thanks for watching the stream. I'm going to go ahead and shut this down now. Watch the replay if you like. It's been 2 hours. I'm exhausted. It's 11 o'clock. And I have just had like 5 solid days of nonstop. Just nonstop. So, I appreciate if you guys would tweet me out. Subscribe if you're not subscribed to my channel. If it came from one of the retweets of some of my followers on Twitter. And I hope you guys will come to the next live stream. But I've got lots of videos that I put up from when I was in CES. If you haven't checked it out, go and watch them. And I'll see you guys later.